One thing only do I know for certain, and that is that man's judgments of value follow directly his wishes for happiness, that, accordingly, they are an attempt to support his illusions with arguments. The psychoanalysis of neurotics has taught us to recognize the intimate connection between wetting the bed and the character trait of ambition. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. Neurotics complain of their illness, but they make the most of it, and when it comes to talking it away from them they will defend it like a lioness her young. A belligerent state permits itself every such misdeed, every such act of violence, as would disgrace the individual. Just as no one can be forced into belief, so no one can be forced into unbelief. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. Obviously one must hold oneself responsible for the evil impulses of one's dreams. In what other way can one deal with them? Unless the content of the dream rightly understood is inspired by alien spirits, it is part of my own being. Opposition is not necessarily enmity, it is merely misused and made an occasion for enmity. If children could, if adults knew. Neurosis is no excuse for bad manners. From error to error, one discovers the entire truth. A certain degree of neurosis is of inestimable value as a drive, especially to a psychologist. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. No one who, like me, conjures up the most evil of those half-tamed demons that inhabit the human breast, and seeks to wrestle with them, can expect to come through the struggle unscathed. The dream is the liberation of the spirit from the pressure of external nature, a detachment of the soul from the fetters of matter. Great decisions in the realm of thought and momentous discoveries and solutions of problems are only possible to an individual, working in solitude. A woman should soften but not weaken a man. Where idea was, there ego shall be. Public self is a conditioned construct of the inner psychological self. The ego is not master in its own house. The madman is a dreamer awake. My love is something valuable to me which I ought not to throw away without reflection. What progress we are making! In the Middle Ages they would have burned me. Now they are content with burning my books.